university's solution for noisy neighbors on campus. So here are the basics. We allow a neighbor to send a standardized text message that says, please quiet down, and it's sent from our Kricket phone number. On campus, we can track these through noise analytics, which is like a heat map for noise. So we wanted to bring this 20-square-foot whiteboard that we created the idea on, but Delta really didn't want us to do that. So over there, Stanley will be putting our sticky notes on the business model canvas. So originally, we wanted to create a system for landlords and tenants to find each other with ratings. So personally, I didn't have a very good experience with my landlord, so I wanted a way to hold them accountable. The best landlords find the best tenants and vice versa. So we went out and we started talking to these people. We talked to 50 landlords owning over 100 houses. And it turns out their primary interest was to access these prospective pool of student tenants. So then we talked to students, 150 students, and they said, yeah, we'd love to rate our landlords, but we also want to rate our neighbors. And we thought this was interesting because students were looking for neighbors that could understand the late night schedule of a student. So this is where we pivoted our pain point and went from landlords and students to students and neighbors. And on February 1st, Kricket was born. Now, I grew up in a town with no stoplights, so falling asleep, I could remember hearing the sound of crickets. So that's where the name came from. And it really resonated with the hundreds of people that we've talked to over the past few months about the idea. So the way it would work, you'd see your house on the map, you'd click on your neighbor, and send them a standardized text message that says, please quiet down. Now, to rewind a little bit, on August 25th, of this fall semester, I scheduled a meeting with the president of our university. I'm a philosophy entrepreneurship major. I had no idea what I was going to talk to him about. But we were able to get on his schedule for February 10th of this past spring semester. We had the idea February 1st, so who better to talk to than the president of our university? That morning of February 10th, we met with every key decision maker at Kricket to see if we were really going in the right direction with Kricket. Everyone from the director of Res Life to the president of the university not only supported the idea of Kricket in the community, but actually suggested that we bring it on campus and help service the community at home. So this was a huge boost for us. You know, we finally found an exact customer base and knew who our users were going to be. Kricket can pre-enroll students just like they would in any other course management system. So all the students are pre-enrolled and don't have to worry about signing up. And for our price point, it's $1 per user per year. Now, with that 45-minute conversation that we had on the previous slide with all those key players, the residence hall director all of a sudden becomes the decision maker because it's within their budget to spend $1 per student per year. So that was a huge boost for us. So to your left is what you see was our MVP. Kricket asked us to launch an MVP to see what we're doing in the community with their off-campus housing. It took us 28 days and cost us $900. On the left, you see the map, first version, and clicking on a house and clicking send Kricket, and the Kricket is sent to everyone who's registered to that house, again, from our Kricket phone number. Now, one thing we also found interesting was when we started going out and talking to these neighbors and students, they really didn't want to get anyone in trouble, right? We're not trying to alert the authorities. So they had this feeling of guilt in alerting a third party. Now, this is exemplified through Twyla Wilson right here and what she had to say on some of our press coverage. She said it's a big ruckus calling the police all the time. We really don't need to do that. So this was 2 weeks after we launched on March 1st, and it gives neighbors the guilt-free option to actually help service their noise complaints. Now, we had 3 major stories, including we earning the cover of the New Haven Register, which was a huge, huge plus for us. So in April, we were contacted by 12 different schools from all over the U.S., from the University of Oregon to the University of Hartford. Universities wanted to help improve their university-town relations, and also were interested in bringing Kricket on campus. We also spoke to hundreds of students at QStart, our version, our expo showing student-run businesses. And there, students wanted to sign up immediately. And actually, last week, we got a message from someone we didn't even know saying, hey, thank you for starting Kricket. for giving me a chance to actually quiet down and seeing that there is this real validation in reasonable students not wanting to have future consequences for just a simple noise complaint. We were also contacted by Central Connecticut State University, where we were exposed to Town and Gown. Now that's an association that links universities to the town that they reside in. We didn't find this out until a few days later. That's why University of Oregon actually contacted us. We were pushed into the international newsletter for the Town and Gown. And this was completely organic. We had no play in that. But again, it was just some of the earned media that we were able to receive. So then came Tech Day. And Tech Day was a huge event with 10,000 attendees in New York City. There, we received feedback like, oh, I wish I had that in school. But it was almost as prevalent as, I wish I had that in my apartment right now. So that was good feedback, and we play into that a little bit later on. So this past Wednesday, we went to another entrepreneurship tech event in New York City. And though we won, that wasn't the important part. We got 17 more emails just like this one, basically saying, hey, my wife saw your business card on the table. It says, anonymously text your neighbor, please quiet down. How do we sign up? So it was really great that we see people in the second degree of separation understanding the product without our direct involvement. So let's recap. We are a tool set to help reduce the pain inflicted on both the recipient, the studier, person trying to sleep, and the initiator of the noise, the guitarist, movie lover, specifically universities that they attend. So we do this through Noisalytics, a platform, again, like a heat map for noise. So who are our key partners? Unified Social, a world-leading social media analytics company. The co-founder of the company, Jason Beckerman, is on our board and helping us turn Noisalytics into valuable data for the universities. It's all about measuring and analysis, and they're professionals. So some of the hypotheses that we have moving forward are retention, sleep, and grades in graduation can actually be affected by Noisalytics. Universities are able to restaff and key in on hot points on the campus. And these are things that we're looking for at Kricket and also at other universities that we expand to. So in terms of expansion, University Beyond and Wakefield Media are key players. They have over 100 universities already enrolled in their service, and they're making connections for us to bridge the gap between universities. Wakefield alone and University Beyond has 500 ready campus ambassadors starting up in June. Now, we would use these campus ambassadors to have the boots on the ground to actually talk to students to see their feedback in establishing a connection during our sales cycle. Now, our sales cycle is coming up. So we're attending conferences like NIACUHO and ACUHO-I. Now, these are conferences for the university housing officers, our key decision makers. In the next 2 months, we'll be in contact with over 2,000 of these key decision makers in huge conferences just like this one. Now, again, it's in their discretionary budget, so we expect that even though it may be within or beyond their budgeting cycle, they'll be able to make that dollar per student investment. So our costs, right now, everyone is working on equity. So it takes $0, nothing to operate, including our website right now. So our biggest expense is time and, of course, travel in these expos. So our next steps, we need to understand the noise better than anyone in the country. Now, we can do that through these Noisalytics and through our partnerships. But the more important aspect is that we actually continue to drive validation. This is through apartment buildings, condos, private communities, things like this that we can apply this model to that allows us to grow beyond just the university model. So we are Kricket, and we help you keep the peace. Thank you.